Spoiler alert for Rings, The Ring, and The Ring 2, because I'm going to break down all three of these movies and try to dissect what in the world Samara's goal is. And know this, that me actually explaining and laying out what happens in these movies may actually make it more confusing, not because anything's missing, but because that's what you call bad screenwriting. Regardless though, let's break it down, going all the way back to 2002 when Gore Verbinski made a remake to the Japanese horror film Ringu, which was actually adapted from a book trilogy and where it was smallpox that actually killed you in 7 days. And if you want to read the books, they're actually a lot crazier and weirder. But in the good old American remake, we're given the rules that Samara has set for herself to make it more difficult. 1, you yourself have to watch the tape. 2, you then answer a phone call that says 7 days. Each day, things get weirder and weirder as you start to hallucinate and get annoyed by flies. You learn that the only way to get rid of it is by making a copy of the video and having somebody else watch it, thus passing the curse. And if you fail at all of that, then you die at the exact same time that you watched the video 7 days prior. In terms of her origin and why she's doing this, well, she was adopted by a couple who had a couple of miscarriages. They were known for breeding horses, thus the reason why they named her Samara. The mom, however, starts going crazy when she realizes Samara's got some crazy powers she can't control. The main one being her ability to imprint things to make people go insane. She does that with the horses, who all commit suicide, to the doctors who try to run tests on her, and eventually even her mom, who follows the horses after she straight up Walmart bags Samara and throws her down a well. It took her 7 days to die as she stared up at the ring-like light that peered through the well. So you got a girl who's got these insane phoenix-like powers and is completely evil, and then you give her a reason to be mad. So of course, from beyond the grave, she decides to create a videotape, make those people who watch it suffer for 7 days like she did, and then kill them. Because she hates humans. In The Ring 2, the director from the Japanese version came to join the party and expanded on Samaras Origins. Turns out, before she was adopted, her biological mother was chilling at a nunnery. There, her mom believed she was the omen and tried to drown her, which of course led to the other nuns thinking she was crazy, taking Samara and then giving her up for adoption. It's also heavily implied that her mom had this weird omen-like pregnancy and where Samara's father was actually the sea demon, and that's why she was so demonic and possessed, and her being drowned actually would add to her mythos. Other important characters, however, would be Rachel and her son Aiden, who come into play. He has these shining-like powers in his soul, so Samara tries to possess him, but it never really works, and Rachel, by the end of the second movie, goes into Samara's world illegally and locks her up, eloquently saying the line, "Not your fucking mommy." Thus, Samara's trapped and everything's a-okay. We then move on to Rings, where you can completely forget half of the stuff we talked about. Turns out, this girl ain't even waiting 7 days before she kills you now. In the opening airplane sequence, she just straight up pays for everyone's on-flight movie, goes full terrorist, and crashes the plane. However, the intro's literally never brought up again, even though it was a recent event, so it could all just be a conspiracy. Or a crappy intro. What may be confusing is that while they completely butcher the rules that were set in the previous 2 movies, which are still canon, they keep other ones, like the whole idea of having to pass on the videotape. In terms of Samara's origins, well, in this one, Kingpin turns into Daredevil as a priest, and we learn that before the actual adopted parents and before the nunnery thing, this guy, who isn't a sea demon but a crazy dude who locked up Samara's mother, is also her father. The mom eventually escapes and makes it to the nunnery, but what was originally a demon-like birth is now just like a really jacked up Boston Globe story. We then see through newspaper clippings that when they find Samara's body, they try to return her to Moesco Island, but the people there are like, nah, that ain't happening. So they settle, ironically, in burying her where she was actually born, in the cemetery near the church. Problem is, Samara causes this huge flood, which not only ruins the church and the cemetery, puts her daddy out of business, but all the bodies just float everywhere. So when they put them back into the tombs, they're all just numbered and not actual names. Priest Daddy, however, has not only blinded himself so he doesn't see Samara and end up looking like his role in Men in Black, but he's also moved her bones to his house because he's on to her new plan. So here's where the new pawns come into play. The video has gone from being this urban legend that some people believed in into a straight up college course where people meet at night. The whole point is that the dude from the Big Bang Theory wants to use this to figure out if there's an afterlife and prove it, but he's just killing his college kids. There is, however, one girl who isn't interested in this course, but true love and saving her boyfriend so she could be the Orpheus of the story. Samara sees that she doesn't really question anything and just watches the video, and she goes, "You'd be perfect and dumb enough to follow this plan that I have for you." The plan is pretty much finding someone dumb enough to go find her bones and then burn them, having them believe that, hey, if I burn her bones, she'll stop menacing people because then she'll finally be put to rest, when in fact, it's actually going to free her soul so she becomes this phoenix-like force that can then invade somebody's body. 12 other people were actually duped and went down that path to try to save her, but believe it or not, Mr. Don't Breathe actually stopped those people. So even though he's kind of demented, he in a sense is also a good guy because he stopped people from allowing Samara to pretty much take over the world. Does that mean, however, that the priest is strong enough to stop the greatest actress of 2017 and Dave Franco 2.0? No, they find her body, they burn it, and they're dumb enough to release her soul, so then she goes into the girl, and now she is reborn. The questions then arise of, what is Samara going to do now that she has 2 legs? Who knows? If she's finally got her goal of possessing a body, then why is she still spamming out the video to try to get other people? Who cares? If she can just take over an entire plane like she did without people even seeing her video, can't she just kill everyone super easily, considering everyone has TVs nowadays and cell phones, and she can just come and demolish everyone, which is her goal to begin with? Quien sabe. But overall, that's the layout for the Ring movies and Samara's origin, her plan, and all these things that she hopes to get done. And of course, they'll probably continue making these movies since they're so cheap and butcher the story and redo it all over again. And look, I don't go into these movies hoping that they're bad movies. I want to watch these movies and I want them to be good. The same way that I hope that the filmmakers, when they go on set, are hoping to make a good movie. Wait. It was written by Akiva Goldsman. Dang it. Thank you guys for checking out this video, and as always, I'm curious to know your thoughts down below in the comments, but also definitely go check me out on Twitter at the AtZ Show, where we can talk live about movies and all the different stuff that's happening, but also head on over to Letterboxd, because with IMDb shutting down their message boards, people are going to need a place to vent and rant and do all these things about movies, so IMDb is about to get pretty blown up. So head on over to my Twitter, Letterboxd, where we can just discuss movies down below in the comments section. And until next time, keep watching movies, and I'll see you guys later.